Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder, and it's time for a little bit of a mail day. But first, before I get into the mail day, I do have a collector booster I picked up at the store. Just so you know, I'm recording this around the same time I open up the Chocobo bundle, which is getting filmed at the same time, basically. And I picked this up while I was there. You know, got a deal on the Chocobo bundle. I figured, why not go ahead and pick up an Avatar pack. So I did enjoy the Avatar Collector Commander bundle. And I actually like some of the cards. There's a bunch of cards from the set that we haven't got, including the Bird Librarian, which I'd love to get. But let's see what we get. So we got Basing Sea. Gives you Earthbend 2. Rending Volley for the scene card, the bonus sheet. Great Divide Guide. Smeller Bee, Rebel Fighter. It's an interesting name. Firebender Ascension. And then, nothing too crazy in the comments and comments. All right, I'm going to scan these. I'm just going to see where these land, you know. I'll be right back. Okay, got everything scanned. There were a couple cards. These 3 cards were over $2. This, I think, is the most expensive at $4.44. And the total value of the pack was like $11 and some change. That's obviously not counting anything that's under $1. But, so, I mean, you know, it was like a $40 pack. Definitely not a good pack. But, you know, I didn't open very much Avatar, so I'm not too upset. Anyhow, we'll get to the mail day, though. So, we'll be right back. Feels like it's been a while, at least for me. I know I say that a lot, but I haven't done any videos for a few weeks. I haven't posted any videos, even though I have some to post. I've just been kind of busy. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been ordering some things and been getting some things in. So today's mail day is going to be filled up with a bunch of cheap cards for the most part. I kind of got the urge to print some of my own cards, make some proxies. Specifically, there was a couple things I wanted to do. I wanted to build a CEDH deck. I wanted to kind of get a feel for playing CEDH in general, and I didn't really want to spend a bunch of money on it. So I did print a bunch of cards for CEDH deck, along with cards that I had. And I ordered a few cards in for that, but when doing that, I kind of got things kind of figured out a little bit, and I printed a couple other cards for, I think, like 5 other decks that I've just kind of been putting off. Decks that I've been wanting to build for a while, but I didn't want to spend the money on them. So one of the decks, for example, is the Heir Apparent deck. I mean, you guys know that I love those. You can have as many of this one card deck. And that's one of those that's been on my list since it came out, obviously, and I've just been putting it off because, I mean, for one, I have a few decks that are similar, but it was on my short list of things to do. But along with that, there have been a few other decks that I just been kind of wanting to build, wanting to play. They're not necessarily that expensive. Like I have a Big Butts deck that I wanted to play. There was one that was built around a lot of card draw. I also, with the Spider-Man launch, I had brewed up a Mr. Negative deck. And then there was also a Kibo Utakabe Prince, if I can say the name of the card, but basically a monkey tribal deck that I kind of wanted to put together. My wife, both, and I wanted to play. So yeah, so there's a bunch of cards. I've been ordering a lot of small stuff, and then I'll show you some stuff for the collection and whatnot that I've also gotten in. So just to kind of give you a heads up on how much I ordered. I've just got these stacks. So a couple of those 3, and then I got this big stack of cards, which, to be fair, there's a lot of top loaders in here. It makes it a lot crazier. There's also a few cards that my wife picked up for me in here, I believe. But we'll start off with these, kind of get these out of the way. I'm probably not going to even sort these out into like what decks they go for, because I'd have to get the list out for them. There'll be a few that are pretty obvious though, especially when you see the big butt stuff, the things that have big health. like that one, and that one. So I think all these are going to be for decks. So I'm going to make a big stack for decks, and then after the video, I'll sort all that out. But yeah, crazy enough, while this is a lot, I actually have 2 orders that are in limbo. I don't know if it's because of the holiday shipping or what, but they should have been here at least, well, you know, the shipping estimate had them coming in by 5-6 days ago. So we're pretty late. But anyhow, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm recording this the weekend before Christmas, but I imagine you won't see this until who knows when. Hopefully I get this posted up by the end of the year, but I doubt it. I've just been slacking on getting things posted up. You'll see a bunch of stuff that, you know, like this Dusted On. Like, I've got this in a couple decks. They're all pretty much all the same decks, like the Templar Knights and stuff like that. And that, of course, is going to go in the Heir Apparent deck. That's why I haven't been in any big rush to do the Heir Apparent deck, even though I do like it. But that one does have a few cards that I've printed up that are pretty cool. And with these decks, I don't really... The idea basically is I print up the expensive cards, buy them all the cheap cards, and then if I like the deck, I'm going to upgrade to, you know, the regular cards on most of these, I would imagine. But we'll see. I've got a few rogue passages in here at this point. So here's that Mr. Negative. If you guys haven't seen this one, this is actually, I'm pretty excited about this one. Money enters, you may exchange life totals with a target opponent. If you lost life this way, you can draw that many cards. So not only do you get to do some fun life swappy things, but you can do that and hurt yourself and get card draw as well. So it's not just like swapping life. Classification, Herbatic Maneuver, Orzhov Guildgate again. Does come in tapped, but like I said, a few of these decks I built to be really cheap. Vengeful Tracker. And then you'll see in some of these, actually a lot of the more expensive cards I got, I do like these modal flip cards. And why I did print a couple flip cards when I was doing my my proxies. I still skipped out on most of those. So there's going to be a lot of those that are going to be more expensive. So here's a stack of cards that are not for decks, at least for the most part. So a little trick when I'm ordering things on TCG Player, sometimes I'll find a card that I'm looking for. So like I wanted these Soul Rings. I already had one from the encyclopedia, but I really like this design. So I wanted these Soul Rings, and I found somebody that was selling these for a good price. They had a high shipping cost. And then when I looked through, because I'm already paying the shipping cost for those, a lot of the other cards are pretty reasonable because they had them marked down a little bit lower to compensate for their higher shipping cost. And this Temple of the False God, I talked about it in the encyclopedia video, but I know most people hate this card, and I don't play it in everything. I don't. But I was pretty excited to see that this got a print that wasn't just a standard artwork. This is the first time it's gotten cool artwork, and I really do like the art on this one. So a few of these, I think this one was one of those. I looked through all my decks that I've brewed and that have been sitting around, and I looked to see if there's anything that I might need. Like this, I think was in one. Gary definitely was in that. This is actually in my CEDH deck, and I did print a proxy of this, but I plan on using this one now that I've got it. Crop Rotation, just a good card, and this right here is also in another deck that I'm going to build. In fact, I believe this is going to be in the Mr. Negative deck, and I have this card, but if I can get it for cheap, you know, why not? Retrofitter Foundries, and then these things, these were a penny. each one of these were a penny. A few of these were like that too. I think the Temple of the False Gods were in the same price range as well. So, we'll keep chipping away here. Tolarian Winds. So, I did get some of the cards to finish up my Persistent Petitioners deck. That deck, in fact, I've got everything ordered for it. That deck doesn't have any proxies in it. But, I'd already kind of spent all the money on that one. So, but there's a few cards. This is for the card draw one. It's like we're Armor, and then Kipu. This is a funny one because this is the one of the few cards that has calls for a token that does not exist. This token was never printed because this is from Jumpstart. Because this was printed in Jumpstart, Jumpstart doesn't come with tokens. It's kind of an interesting one. It's got some major pringling on that one, but it would be the commander, so I'm not too worried about it. At some point, I don't know what deck it was for, but at some point I went ahead and looked to see if I needed tokens. It may have been for the Persistent Petitioner deck, and I had also ordered some tokens along with everything. And then I ordered the Lion Turtle for my wife's cat card collection, but I do think we already pulled one of these. And the cat seal. The tiger seal, I ordered that as well. So when I was ordering the stuff, I had actually ordered this stuff when Avatar just came out, but when the prices had dropped a little bit, and I didn't really bother with the commons, but I did want to at least get the ones that were rares. These are rares, just in case. So I ordered a bunch of SIDs. I haven't gotten all of them yet, but so you will see some SIDs in here. And there are some things for my collection, so it's not just for these decks. But there's so many small cards for these decks that kind of dominate everything. It's funny, this one's sleeved. Again, I'm not really sure what this one was for. I'll have to look. I'll have to figure out what deck it was for. But, so my wife did pick this one up for me. She ordered me a Birds of Paradise Retro from Dominaria United, or Dominaria Remastered. But what I had really wanted was the foil version of it, and she knew that at the time, and she just accidentally ordered the wrong one. So she went ahead and ordered me a second one, which is really nice of her because these are expensive. So this is actually, I believe, the last one needed for my Birds of Paradise collection, because I did get the bird from the new Final Fantasy bundle. So, alright, so a couple cards like this from our Vault. This is actually going to be for my Iron Man deck that I've been chipping away at. I've got a few cards for that, and I still have, let me look here. I haven't ordered everything. It's one of those decks where every card is expensive, and I even got the cheap version of this thing because by the time when I built the deck, the extended art version of this was pretty reasonable compared to the crazy showcase version. But they've been going up in price, so I kind of skimped out and I went with the cheaper one with this one. But let's see here. So for that deck, I still need 3 cards. A Videlkin Archmage, which I know we have. We just can't find it. My wife pulled it in a Jumpstart box a few months ago, and we can't find probably all the cards from that. I'm not really sure. We can't find that one card. I don't know where we put it. So I need an Artificer class, and then I need a Scalding Tarn. And I'm looking for the extended art Scalding Tarn. In total, it's about $50 for the cards. So, from our Vault, we'll just put this with all the deck stuff. There's another Sid. And then this Merryweather Like Duelist. This is a cat. This is one of the cats that she needs to finish her cat card collection. I think that is actually, everything's on order. I don't know if we have everything here. Alright. The Monstrous Serpent. This is from Avatar. This is Coma. And I just like the art on this thing, so I picked it up. Got another Sid and another Sid. So we got Old Sid, and we got Lord of the Rings Sid. Which other Sid was that, by the way? I didn't even look. Oh, Lawyer Sid. There's another Sid. This one right here is the Bounty Sid. Traumatized. This is actually for the Persistent Petitioners deck. Just happens to be this version. It's the cheapest version of Traumatized, I think. And, yeah, it's not very good. But and then Memory Erosion, same thing, same deck. Increasing Confusion, same deck as well. And I'm going to guess that the Startled Awake is also, yeah, that's going to be for that deck as well. We got this Sid number 420. And then this stack right here, these are more of the, so we had these are from the encyclopedia, but there was a countdown set a couple years ago. And I did order a few cards from that. I don't intend on completing the set, but I got some in on our last video. You may have seen them, and I got some more here. And I like the artwork on these. Let me share Foundry there, and then this Assassin's Trophy. Funny enough, I needed this for a Jund deck, which is similar to the Dan. And I needed a couple cards for that. I ended up pulling one out of my collection, even though it's not the 600. I wanted them to match, but I might have to swap it out. I have another card that came in on this stuff that was for that as well. But put that with the deck stuff. So when the prices for these Chocobo foil cards went down, well, the lands went down, not the other cards. I still haven't gotten a few of the cards that I wanted to get, but I did order the lands needed, plains and forests and stuff like that. I think all the stuff needed for my Choco Seeker of Paradise deck. I figured I'd swap the lands, even though I like the current lands. I figured these would be really cool to run it. So these will be going in that deck. Put them off to the side here. And there's some more here. So I got the stack. Actually, no, my wife ordered these for herself. I think she just wanted them for the cats. Even though we actually have both, she and I have the cat Secret Lair deck. I think she just wanted to add these in. Or I think she actually, yeah. So she had ordered a Pokemon card and was able to just throw these in. That's what happened. There's some more of those. We got more of the planes. Yeah, the price for those, at least the two cards I want, which was the Lulu and the Choco Seeker of Paradise. They have just, every time I think they're about to drop, they go back up. Like right now, I just checked. Choco Seeker of Paradise is $82. Last time I looked, it was $64, and even at that price, that was still crazy. I was really hoping it would drop, but it keeps breaking my heart. All right. Biden Thassa, Austerior Command, Vanquish of Hordes, another dual land, Body of Knowledge, all cards needed for these decks as far as the cheap cards to fill up the bulk of the decks. This Exotic Orchard is the other card I needed for that Jund deck, but I ended up just stealing it out of my Nazgul deck because I knew I had this same version in it, and so I'll have to actually replace it from that deck. Fumigate, Access Tunnel, Tear Asunder, Rocks Faithmender, Overgrown Battlement, Akira, Despark, Axebane Guardian. That's going to be a big butt card. Alright, so here's one that's not for these decks at least. The Scavenging Ooze is actually for my Slime Against Humanity or my Ghostbuster deck. I have Scavenging Ooze in there, but I have a lot of these other from the Secret Lair, the ones that fit with the deck. This is just happened to be the one that I didn't have, and so I've had it on my list to pick up as an upgrade for that deck. Wall of Ice for the Big Butt deck, and then when I was ordering those, because the whole point was ordering this, and I just was looking to see if I had any other cards that I needed. I came across this Faithless Looting, which if you guys haven't seen, is like the creepiest Faithless Looting ever. It's like somebody cut out a picture of a real person and then threw it on top of magic art. I don't know, it's weird. But I thought it'd be fun to get that. So we'll throw that over here. And the Coastal Piracy, this is for a deck. It's probably for more than one deck, to be honest. It's a good card. Alright, another Big Butt card. There's a Monkey card. Echoing Deeps. Raging Gorilla. Flux. And of course, the big high dollar card here is going to be the Balaged Recovery. And I got this in a foil. I got a really good deal on this. So, yeah, that's going to go in one of these decks. I don't remember which one. We'll figure that out when I sort all this out. I did order a whole bunch, and you'll see them here in just a minute. I did order a whole bunch of the modal flip cards. I came across a couple times where I ordered like one from a seller and saw that they had multiple for really cheap, for like $2, $1.50. So I picked up extras because I just use those all the time. Ethereal Investigator, Evacuation, Marital Coop, Curse of the Swine, Dusk Dawn again, Restoration Angel, Tainted Field, Arcanist, the Omnipotent, Pull from Tomorrow, for the card draw deck for sure, Chaos Warp, Vault of the Archanger, Cinder Gate, Game Trail, Demolition Field, Isolated Chapel. Alright, so here's a couple of those. So we got Bright Climb Pathway, the extended art or borderless version, and then a Thought Vessel. I'm not really sure. I think this is going to be in the deck. It's for the Mr. Negative, I believe. Or it could be in the Heir Apparent deck. Branchloft Pathway. This is a funny card because every time I get one of these, a lot of them look yellow. Like the color looks off. I've seen some of them that don't look like that, but there's one, Vapor Snag, Kintry, Invocation, Elixir of Immortality, and Clunch the Bestower. The Big Butt card. Another deck that I've just kind of started piecing cards for. I brewed up. I think you guys have probably seen where I've got a deck where I built all black and white artwork. I've got a deck that uses the old, let's see if I have any here, like the old frames. Like the retro frame, like the Birds of Paradise. So I've got one that uses only this boxy frame, the original frame. And then I've got a deck that's all white bordered cards. And when I was thinking about like, hey, wonder if there's any other decks like that I could build, like a, unusual, like I could do like a all Secret Lair deck or something, which half of my decks are already almost like that. But I did come up with the idea that I wanted to try to build eventually a deck that was all with etched foil. And I brewed it up. It's all ready to go, but it's expensive. And I can't print these. It's not something that I can kind of cheat on. So I'm pulling it up here. It's not crazy expensive, but it's not cheap. It's $290. This is one of those things where I'm just going to chip away at it for a little while, and then when I get close, we'll see. But there's a couple of expensive cards. Just to kind of give you an idea, though, it is a Bassam deck, an assassin deck. So, anyhow, you'll see a few of those in here. Pachuca Bog. For the most part, though, most of the sellers I was buying from did not have cards for this deck, even though there's a bunch of cheap ones I need. Vesuvian Drifter, Invisible Stalker there. There's another one. And then here's the Craig Crown Pathway. The red and green one. Like I said, I am doing a Heir Apparent deck, so there's a whole stack of Heir Apparents here. Heir Apparents, 1 foil, and then 4 regular ones. And some of the decks that I have on order, there's another one of these retro Fitter Founder. The 2 things that I'm missing, one of them actually has more Heir Apparents in it. Alright, so this stack, this is the last stack I've got here. But this stack does have some more valuable cards in it. So we'll pull these out. This is pretty much, you know, one of... So I did a bunch of like $5 to $7 orders, you know, just enough to get free shipping. But this one had a little bit more in it. So we'll pull all these out. So this one starts off with, I did get a special guest, Darkness. This is another example of one of those where there was one card I went in there looking to get. I found one that the seller was selling it cheap, but it, you know, had a expensive shipping cost, and it put combined shipping and price was pretty much on par with one of the lower prices. So I just added some other cards that were cheap as well, so to kind of make it a better deal. Darkness. Finally, a new card for the special guest collection, which hasn't changed in months. I got a Bright Climb Pathway in foil this time. I got a Bright Climb Pathway in foil again. I got a River Glide Pathway. This is the red and blue one, the Is It one. This right here is the card I was looking for, Darksteel Monolith, extended art. That's actually going to be for the Iron Man deck. And then they had this foil Thorn Spire Verge. This was like $2. So, you know, I don't have any plan on using it right now. I might put it in the Monkey deck, but... And then same thing with this. This is $5 for a foil Stomping Ground. And then last up here, we do have a few more of those Retrofitter Foundries here. And then one stack of these planes with the Chocobo foils. And with that one I was able to find one of the art cards that my wife needs for her Final Fantasy collection. She still has one more to get. So I'll be right back. We'll get everything sleeved up and ready to go. Alright, I'm back. I got everything sleeved up, scanned in for things that were going to be going into the binders and whatnot. And I got all the stuff with all those decks sorted through and organized into a little, into my little tray I've got going right now for all those decks. But I do have a bunch of stuff to put up. And some of those things, I don't really get this binder out as much. This is my land binder, and then it's got a bunch of staples and stuff in the front. So let's run through this real quick and see if I can't find those. So there's the land, crop rotation, there's the land, there's the land, there's the land, there's the land. There's staples, that's staples for me. Alright, those are all special guests. Special guests, okay. The only question is whether I want to put the crop rotation in or not. I want to put it in here with the staples as well. Alright. So, I did see, so I had one card that and I noticed it when I ordered it, I forgot. It was like an Orzhov, whatever, that tap land, I didn't mean to order that one. So, anyhow, so, Arcane Signets, Soul Rings. And so I picked up these 2 Soul Rings, and I love these. I know that they're controversial, not everybody likes them, but I plan on putting these in some of my decks. Probably going to swap it out in the decks I've already got blinged out a little bit, but we'll put them in here for now. Funny, I've got this one ring that's been sitting here waiting to go into my Nazgul deck forever. Anyhow. Alright, all the counter spells, all that good stuff. Lightning bolts, crop rotation, it can go with this rampant growth. Boots. There's another soul ring. I didn't realize. Well, I knew I had it, but I didn't see it. All right, still got my traveling chocobo. I have a deck that's got to go into, but all there's stuff back here too. Wow. Actually, just ordered an Australia command. Anyhow, so this is all my single colored lands or no color lands, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, so no colors are starting to blend in over here. It kind of works out. I've got 3 spots. I'll just, normally I would stack this, but I want to be able to see how many I have. So we'll put that there. Skip past the triomes, and then we get into, so I got red, black. How many of these are red, black? So I got a red, blue, red, green, white, black, red, green. All right, blue, black. Is it there? So there's is it. Given how much I use these, I probably should, when I see these as a deal, I should probably be buying more of these. But I almost bought more. They had the seller had more, but I'd already spent so much on the order, I didn't really want to do that. I've really wiped out these. So a lot of these, I used to have a bunch of stuff in them. All right, black, white goes right here. Yeah, so a lot of these, you know, opening up stuff that's like Shocklands and all the Surveil lands and stuff like that. Those are from sets from a while ago, and I haven't opened up anything from those. So I'm kind of starting to clear out what I have here, to be honest. I mean, I do still have 2 hollowed fountains, which is good. Some Verge lands and stuff like that, but not too bad over here. Especially on the, you can tell how much Surveil lands I've opened up. I've got a bunch of Surveil lands in there. But anyhow, I did put up my lands. I swapped out the lands in my Chocobo deck. I went ahead and swapped all those around and everything. So I'm going to swap binders, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this binder has all my secret lairs. And pretty much, there's a little spot here for me to hide a couple secret lairs, but most of it's going to go down here at the end. I did see that they're going to be shipping these replacements here. I saw something about January 5th. I think maybe they're going to be shipping them then, so that'll be cool to get those in. I might put a couple of them to use. I have a few that go in that I wanted to put in decks, but I haven't touched them since all the drama, basically. So, get those swapped out. Alright, Spider-Man. All Iron Maiden stuff. This Tragic Slip, by the way, I see it's almost $90 now. The thing's gone way up. And I've got this, you can't see it. This Satoru. I've actually got a deck built around that, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to use that Secret Lair card as the commander, or because I've got the cool promo version of it. But we did finally play that deck. I've had it sitting. That was one of those decks that just hasn't gotten play, and it finally got play, and it went really well. It did very good. All right. So here at the end, I'm just gonna fill in all these extras that I bought. I had a couple decks that I wanted to use this Retrofitter Foundry in. I like the art too, so it'll work out good. I probably shouldn't have done this, because these are all, let me fix this. So these are all from that countdown set, so. I'll just do 2 stacks of this Retrofitter. That way I know I've got some of them here. And that way I'm not stretching these out too much. Same thing with this. Well, I'll just do one of that. Oops. these actually go with this. My cat's walking past here. It's not Jax like normal. This is Nova this time. All right, so that's it for this binder. I've got to grab the next binder. I'm actually going to grab my wife's binders. We'll get her stuff put up real quick. Okay, so this is her Final Fantasy binder, and I think we only have one card that's got to go in there because she's already completed the Final Fantasy set, but she's a couple cards short on the art cards. She's still got one more that she needs, but I did get the other one. We get all the way back here. To the back. This is card number 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So the only thing that's left is one card right there, I think. Yeah. The funny thing is, so it's this one, but there's just two different artworks. Estola, there's two different, same card name and everything. It's just there's the art for the borderless one and then the regular art. Anyhow, I'm going to grab the cat binder, be right back. This binder is a little bit smaller, and I do need to go through this one still. So for the cat binder, she's got these two cat lands. There's a Miri and then these two turtles. Well, sorry, two cat cards from Avatar. I'm not sure what that gap is there for. I need to go through this and just make sure we're not missing anything. We did order a bunch of cards over a long period of time. Alright, so here's where the Miri goes. Plus then I can mix in all these Spider-Man cards, and there's another gap. I'm pretty sure that we got everything ordered up. So here's all the cards from Spider-Man. And here's all the cards so far from Avatar. So there's 4. I'll have to actually look to see if that's completed or not. And then back here at the back, we'll put in, she's got all these other cards, like random cat cards that are not necessarily creatures. These are all coming back here. So, alrighty, I'm gonna swap binders. We'll be right back. All right, got the special guest cards out. We haven't seen this one in a while, and that is because we have darkness. We've had this binder out, but we haven't really looked at the special guests. So we can flip back here. This is card number 124, 122, 123, and 124. Still haven't completed the set from Edge of Eternities, but I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. Alright, but we do have a couple pages here. We have our Birds of Paradise. I've been working on this Birds of Paradise list, so I put together this list when I first started collecting. It was actually the first thing I started collecting. I put together the list, and I wanted to get one of every artwork. And for cards that had similar artwork like these, I just wanted to make sure that I had the ones that had different flavor text and stuff. Or different frames, you know, obviously anything like that. And with these two cards, I'm up to date. I've completed all of it. So this one, I guess, should go, let's see, I feel like it should go right here. This new Paradise Chocobo It's going to go up here. I kind of want to pick up another one of those. I do like the card. But so this is mostly retro, and this is mostly Secret Lair new stuff. There's a little bit of retro mixed in. But this is complete, finally. I don't have any new Edge of Eternity Stellar Sights cards this time. One of these days. But nothing right now. Still missing that one card from the Edge of Eternity's borderless cards. I don't really have any plans on picking up those last three on this. These are all still expensive. They're not going to go down, and I just don't care enough. And I do have one more card to get to complete this. Oh, my Bloomburrow. Just got that one. It's a Get Wrong or whatever. So I want to put in the SIDS. So we've got a stack of SIDS here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't really know which direction I'm going to go. So I've only got a little room there. I guess we'll start here. We'll fill this up. I'm not going to do them in order or anything like that. I'll do that later. We'll just get them all in here. Because it needs to be adjusted a little bit. And there'll be room to adjust it once I do what I'm about to do. I'm going to grab all these hair appearance out of here. I've been collecting the cards for this deck. I might as well go ahead and grab these out. Still have to order one more, plus I have, I think, one more coming on that one of the orders. But I'm really close to having all the hair appearance that I needed. And I don't know, we haven't seen anything yet from Lorwyn to say otherwise, but I'm kind of wondering if they're not going to have another one of these type of cards in Lorwyn that I'm going to have to collect. So I'll leave this space for now. But we definitely, since I've done this into Persistent Petitioners, I've opened up a lot of space back this way. So I need to readjust them all. And the Templar Knights. So I need to kind of move all these back. Make some room so that I can fit the new stuff, SIDS and whatnot. So, alright, I'm going to switch binders. Okay. So this has all my other collections. So this has got Jurassic Park, Transformers. If you guys have been around for a while, you've seen this. All the Godzilla cards. All of the Fallout cards that I wanted. So basically all the Vault Boy cards, all the Fallout Secret Lair cards, which I've used some in decks. Promo card, things like that. And then like Exterior Command, because I really like the Vault Boy laying on the ground. Atomized, because I like the card. And then it has all of our Strixhaven, Mystic, Japanese cards, but I still do have 3 to go. These 3, well, that's like $30, $30, and like $150 right now, so it's just not been a big priority to complete. I do have all the Japanese Secret Lair ones as well. Alright, so what I wanted to put in here, this little section here, I've got 2 things in here. I've got examples of all my favorite different foilings. There's a neon card, the gold foiling, the raised foiling here, all the foiling, and then I also have all the cards that I've just collected that I like that aren't expensive, but like this has meaning to me because when I was playing a long time ago, this one I've been wanting to get just because it's so weird. And this one, same way. It's just a weird, cool looking art. I liked it. So cards I wanted to save like that. But I had these 2. Walk, and I have this Cloud that I hadn't put into binder yet. Those could go in my expensive money binder, but I figured at least one of them should end up in here with the special foiling So maybe the cloud ends up going back to the other binder. But anyhow, this is Binder Miner. As always, thanks for watching. To put us in your binder, just like and subscribe, ring the bell to be notified, and you can catch us on our social media, which is linked down in the description below. I hope everybody has a great day, and if I post this in time, I hope you guys have a good New Year's, Christmas, and stuff like that. But I don't think it'll be in time. So in that case, I hope you guys had a great New Year's and Christmas. I'll see you next time. Bye.